Hello everyone and welcome back to Spoonful of Joe. Today I'm going to have a roasted turkey and potatoes step-by-step recipe for you all. So stay on and get ready to get cooking.
This sounds amazing.
Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to start on the turkey because this is going to be the longest part of this process. As you can see, I have thawed out my turkey. You can see the blood spilling, but yeah. Honestly, this video is not for you if you are like an animal lover or like PETA, vegan, whatever it is. But yeah, so my turkey was frozen and I left it out to thaw for a whole 24 hours. So I bought my turkey on, I believe it was Wednesday. And I took it out on Thursday. No, I took it out Friday night and waited a whole 24 hours before doing anything to it, before cooking or anything of that sort. So I'm just cutting open the turkey, taking the wrapping off of it. As you can see, I was honestly very surprised because like I know turkey's big, but like they're big, they're heavy. Like I was kind of struggling, but we moved. So I undid the legs. And I'm taking out all the inside. So on the wrapping, it said that it contained giblets. And I guess giblets is like the insides of the turkey. So I'm just removing all of that before I do anything to it. And cutting off like any excess like part of it that I don't need. So I'm going in with my slicing or boiling knife. And I'm just going to cut that off. This knife is super sharp. So I like to use it when I'm cutting meat. Or poultry, I would say. So just cutting off any extra piece of the skin of the turkey that I don't need. So I'm just gonna open up like where the head is to check and see if there's anything there too. And there, pulled it out. So it's quite like straightforward. If you've ever made a whole chicken before, then it's honestly like the same thing. So now I'm gonna start cleaning my turkey with lemon. So I just cut up like about 2 lemons. I ended up using 1 whole lemon and a half of one to clean the turkey very thoroughly. I was really nervous because this was my first time roasting turkey. So I'm like, let me make sure I get it like all over. I think I even did some parts like 5 times. But yeah, so just literally, you just like rub, squeeze gently, and rub the lemon all over the turkey, like all over it. Get under the wings, get where the legs are. And here I flipped it over, so now I'm doing the back. This is the back? Yeah, the back part of the turkey. So the other part was the breast, and now I'm just doing that part of the turkey. Okay, so now we reached the next part. So I finished rinsing off the lemon. So now I'm going to make a slight incision under the skin so that I can put butter underneath the skin. So my aunt, who I always go to her house to eat her turkey, actually taught me these 2 tricks. So she's taught me the lemon trick and she's taught me the butter trick. So shout out to you, Auntie Joyce. Like, God bless you, because if it wasn't for sis, I would not have been able to do this. So as you can see, the breast is like exposed. So it was actually quite easy. So you just like lightly cut under it so that there's enough space so you can put slices of butter underneath the breast. And this is gonna help to give it that like flavor from the juices that you're gonna be using to baste it with. So I think that's enough butter. So I just make sure I covered the skin over the breast properly. And now I'm going to place an onion into the turkey. So I'm gonna peel the onion, clean it just like so, and literally stuff that into the turkey butt. You just pop it in there. And I'm leaving that in there when I put it in the oven. So here's my roaster. Making sure I'm putting my turkey in on the right side. So make sure the breast is always facing upwards. If the breast is on the bottom part, you're gonna have issues. So here I am basting my turkey. So literally, like, I got this turkey baster from Kitchen Stuff Plus. I'll leave a link in the description. But literally, you just use the baster to suck up the juices and just spread it on. You just keep doing this throughout the whole process. So when you're basting, like, really make sure you get everywhere. Like, you want to make sure all parts of it are like very like juicy as possible. Turkey is usually a drier bird, so that's why you need to be regularly basting, because literally all the juice, as you can see, is coming out of it. So here you go. So clearly you can see by this time the turkey had been in for about like maybe 2.5 hours. And remember I said I started with my turkey first because it does take very long. So you want to make sure it's cooked thoroughly and properly. And so I'm just continuing basting my turkey until it's ready. So I apologize for these angles because I have to use my phone for this part because I couldn't figure out how to like have the tripod with the oven open and everything. And it was just easier this way. But here we go. By this time, my turkey had been in for about just over 4 hours. And so I'm gonna check if it's ready by using my thermometer. So here's my thermometer. So on the bag that the turkey came in, it said that it has to be at 180 degrees, and that's when you know that it'll be cooked. So I'm placing that in there, and I'm gonna check to see that it is at that temperature. So as you can see, it's rising, rising, rising. And yep, it's even a bit over 180, so that means it's pretty cooked. Because, you know, like, you don't want to be the guy to make people sick on Thanksgiving. So I placed it in another spot. I placed it in like several different spots just to make sure all parts of it was cooked. And here it is rising again. And here we go. My turkey is beautiful and finished. I'm so happy and I'm so proud of myself. So now we are going to make our roasted potatoes. So these are Yukon Gold potatoes. I got these from Fortino's. And yeah, you can just buy like any brand, but it was Yukon Gold potatoes. So I'm literally just cutting them in half. Nothing too fancy with the cutting. Just cutting them in half, cutting a whole bunch of potatoes in half. You can use as many potatoes as you want. I just made a lot because like I had my whole family over. So once I have my potatoes all cut up, I'm going to place them in a pot big enough for them to be able to cook evenly, making sure that they all have, well, as much space as I could possibly make, because I do want the insides to be relatively soft so that when I put it in the oven, it's crispy on the outside but fluffy in the inside. So my potatoes are finished. I'm just gonna check to make sure. Yeah, so they're finished. And so I'm gonna take them out of this pot and into a foil pan that I'm gonna put in the oven. I'm just gonna drizzle it with some olive oil before putting the seasoning and salt on it. I'm adding some salt. And rosemary. Please don't ask me how much rosemary to put. You do whatever your heart desires. That's what I do. I do what I think is gonna taste good. And if it doesn't taste good, then I try again. I also added some oregano because I just felt like I'm just gonna put rosemary on the potatoes. Like, come on. So I'll sprinkle some rosemary on that and then spread it around. I put some more olive oil just so that the seasoning would stick on better. And also so the potatoes aren't like dry. And I believe I added some onion powder. Yo, I said rosemary potatoes, right? But like, it's too bland. I need some kick in my food. So now I'm just spreading it around, making sure that everything is coated well. Pop that in the oven, and here is our finished result. Yes. I would have actually left it in the oven for longer, but people were hungry and I don't like problems. I hope you enjoyed my roasted turkey and roasted potatoes recipe. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to my channel, and look out for more. Bye.